What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Action Figure Grader, and today we're going to take a look at loose complete vehicles, playsets, creatures. I've got a few baggies, a few action figures, last 17, mainly vehicles and playsets, just because I haven't really been covering them that much, and I wanted to do something different. That's all it really boils down to. So we've got some really nice ones here. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. I'm going to start off with a few action figures and baggies. This is one I sent to my Patreon supporters. I just thought it was such a pretty example of the Hoth Stormtrooper. Now, could it be lighting? Could they be brightening the photos? Yes, but I just thought it looked like a really nice example to send out to my Patreon supporters, and it was purchased immediately. I think that's going to grade pretty high. Very nice and white, no discoloration. Maybe a couple of marks on the actual figure, but I don't know. That to me seems like a really nice example of the Hoth Stormtrooper. I was trying to see which COO it is, and I think it's the Hong Kong with the date stamps on the back of the hamstring. There is also a Hong Kong with the date stamps and COO on the bottom of the boot. And this is the Univisor version of the Hoth Stormtrooper. So lots of different variants there for the Hoth Stormtrooper, but pretty decent deal. I feel like it's $60 plus $5 shipping. I've got a few baggies that sold. I wish I had seen this one because I would have been very tempted on this one. This is the Dengar baggie that came in the Cloud City playset. So the Cloud City playset had Dengar and Han Bespin and I think the Ugnaught and Lobot. Those are the four. I've got the Lobot. That's the only one I've got. But Dengar is one of my favorite underrated characters, and this one had a really nice kind of yellowy face to him, a little bit different than my Hong Kong loose graded example. Look how bright yellow that face is. Dengar has been hanging out in a tanning bed, very clearly. I mean, he might have everything else on his body covered up, but that face, it looks like it's awfully tanned, spray tan or something like that. So, very nice looking baggie, tape sealed baggie. $175, which is actually a pretty good deal. Usually people try to get like $250 to $300 for this particular baggie. I would have paid $175 all day long. I just didn't see it in time. It sold before I could even make a move on it. But it's probably a good thing. I don't want to spend any money right now. But here are a couple of other baggies that this seller had that Patreon supporter of mine picked up. Shout out to Brian, Tight Cookie Pants. He picked up this one. This is a Hong Kong Gamoran Guard baggie. And look how bright yellow the horns and the eyes and teeth are on this one. Really nice example. Beautiful crystal clear writing on the front of the baggie. That Gamoran Guard has got some wide eyes there. He has been using some stimulants inside Jabba's palace. So he is definitely alert. He must have watched Jabba kill one of his other friends. This is like after Jabba threw in one of the Gamoran Guards into the Rancor pit. He's like, I better stay on guard now. I'm going to keep very, very close alert. So great looking baggie, though. That's not one you see pop up very much. The Lily Letty baggie, too, for the Gamoran Guard is another one to keep an eye out for. It says made in Mexico on the baggie. So there's also a made in Macau baggie for the Gamoran Guard, but that was a nice example. $200 on that one. And then the same seller had this heat sealed, was the heat sealed, tape sealed baggie for the TIE Fighter Pilot. And the TIE Fighter Pilot, as I sent this out to my Patreon supporters in a buy it now alert, I said, it's really tough to find baggies for the TIE Fighter Pilot. That's been my experience anyway. I don't have any for the TIE Fighter Pilot, and they just don't come up that much. And I thought $200 was very fair, just given how rare these pop up. So nice tape sealed baggie. You can see a little bit of residue on it, but this is absolutely a really clean looking baggie. And that one again sold for $200. I got a few play sets and vehicles and things like that I wanted to cover. This seller had a bunch of them at auction. They ended last night as of the making of this video. This was the Land of the Jawas action figure play set, and it was 100% complete with a nice looking box. And the actual playset itself was in great shape. There's the escape pod with the stickers applied, and there's the backdrop. Look how clean that backdrop is. That is just super minty, and the box was also likewise in very good shape. That one sold for $490 on 24 bids, and my friend Gary Wallace, who is a Patreon supporter, he just picked up one of these in that was open, but unused contents. So truly unused contents. He paid $500 for it. So his buy it now situation is looking like a particularly good deal after this one sold, since this one sold for $490, but it was not unused contents. It was stickers applied and things like that. His was unused sticker sheet, all the inserts and everything else. So he got a great deal on that one. Good job, Gary. But this one did sell for $490 in an auction. The Death Star Space Station. This one was original and 100% complete. And look how clean that box is. I mean, where do people get these? These are from 1977. I don't understand how they can have these in such clean condition. This one's got a little litho tear there, but I mean, that box is structurally very sound. And the playset with all the inserts, I mean, this was a really nice find. And that one sold in a buy it now situation for $715 plus $50 shipping. This was another beauty that the same seller as the Land of the Jawas playset had. This is a Millennium Falcon with the original Star Wars racetrack box from 1979. Stickers applied, but look how clean this thing is. I mean, there's no yellowing on this thing whatsoever. It is a gorgeous example of the original Millennium Falcon. And the training ball is still there. The Jedi training ball, as you can see right here, that's the training ball. Very tough to find it complete with the training ball. I've got one hanging up behind me here. That one does have the training ball as well. So very cool item. And that box, again, was super clean. So it sold for a big number. $1,225 on 60 bids in an auction. So lots of action on that one. But that is about as clean as you're ever going to find, including all the inserts for it. So again, it's not qualifiable graded possibility there, right? You can't Q grade this thing because the stickers applied and things like that. But if you're looking for a time capsule type of piece that is perfect for display and is a very high-end example of the original Falcon with the original box, you can't really do worse than this thing. I mean, this is a beautiful example. So $1,225 took that home. Here was another one from a different seller. This one had partial stickers applied with the box and the insert, all the instruction sheets. I mean, you know, it's like everybody all of a sudden came out of the woodwork with these really hard to find items in amazing condition. This one even has the J.C. Penney catalog kind of receipt on there. So how cool is that? There's the line art on the back of the box. Just an incredible condition there. Look at the bounty hunters on the side of the box here. I've never actually looked closely at the box for this Darth Vader's Star Destroyer, but really cool to see the bounty hunters there, and then all the bounty hunters again in action figure format. So awesome example. And that one sold for $493, free shipping. So really great example there. Here was an unused content Snowspeeder. Unfortunately, the box was in really rough shape, but it had unused sticker sheet. All of the actual parts and everything were still sealed in the baggie, along with the cardboard insert and an unused Snowspeeder. So there's the sticker sheet there, along with the catalog, which I don't know if that catalog is correct. This has the Empire Strikes Back packaging, but the Return of the Jedi catalog. So, you know, I know that there were two different boxes for the Snowspeeder with the blue background, like you see here on the box, and then also a pink background. I believe the pink background came first, but maybe the blue version came with these Return of the Jedi catalogs as they were transitioning over from Empire Strikes Back line of toys to the Return of the Jedi. I don't know, but that's what it came with, and it had the instruction sheet and everything. I tend to think that this is probably correct. I don't know why you'd bother inserting the wrong catalog in here to try and sell it when you've got everything else original. So, and then it's not like it's that hard to find the right catalog if for some reason someone pooped all over it. But it's unfortunate that that box is in such rough shape because everything else was super mint. And it sold for $266 in an auction, free shipping on that one. We had a Dagobah Action Playset, and the foam on this one was still intact. It had not disintegrated over time, which does happen with a lot of these Dagobah playsets. So that's actually shocking to see how good the foam is on that one. I'm assuming that's not reproduction foam. Let's see. Original instructions, boxes, minty, playset. Foam is still fully intact. So it is possible to still find the Dagobah Action Playset with the foam not disintegrated. So I just think it's incredible that these have survived as well. Look at that. Look how clean that is. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So that one sold for $305. And it also did have the insert and the instruction sheet and things like that. Next up was an unused TIE Interceptor. So this one would be one that you could potentially send in for qualified grading. It's got the sticker sheet for the wings, the wing stickers, the solar panels that has been unused. And this is the harder to find TIE Interceptor. And that one did sell for $600. We just talked about another one that was used stickers that sold for around $500 or $600, about the same price. But this one was unused and certainly a better deal there. So this is probably like a 75 Q grade, somewhere in there. Just given the condition of the box, unfortunately. It had some creases and things like that. So very cool to see that one. Next up was a Rancor with the box. And, you know, the Rancor is not particularly expensive, but this Rancor was in pretty good shape here. No scrapes or discoloration to the white on the teeth there. And it also did include a box that was also in very good shape. That one sold for $171.50 on 18 bids plus $15 shipping. I got a couple of different examples of the Orange Cape Squid Head. These continue to command really good money. Star Wars Daddy had one listed at auction. Star Wars Daddy is a YouTuber and a buddy of mine, Michael A., also a Patreon supporter. Michael, thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter, and make sure to go check out his YouTube channel. It's same name, Star Wars Daddy. Make sure to subscribe. He is a lot more active in sending stuff in for grading than I am. So really, he should be called Action Figure Grader. I should be called Star Wars Daddy, since I've got 2 kids under the age of 12. And my life basically revolves around making these stupid videos and being a glorified taxi driver for my kids' karate classes, art classes, church group, volleyball, you name it. That's all I do right now. Anyway, this is what he had for sale at auction. It was a Orange Cape Squid Head, which, again, the Orange Capes are just degraded brown capes. But when they degrade this nicely, they are very much in demand. And this one was a nice bright orange one. That one sold in an auction for $143.50. And then I identified another one that was in a buy it now situation that I sent out in, you know, a buy it now alert for my Patreon supporters. This one was also very uniform in color and very nice shape overall. And that one was listed for $125 plus $675 shipping. So I assume one of y'all bought that, since it sold almost immediately after I sent it out. So good deal on that one. Next up, I've got some last 17. We've got a Imperial Gunner with the correct weapon and the coin. And look how clean this Imperial Gunner was. Very, very clean. The emblems were in amazing condition. And this one would grade very highly. It included the coin as well and the correct weapon. That one sold for $350 free shipping. Same seller had the Awing Pilot for $275. That one also included the coin. A little bit of rub on the silver chest apparatus. That's always the first thing to look for. That and the hands on the Awing Pilot. So this one would not grade that as highly as the Imperial Gunner, just because of the rub to that silver paint apps. He also did have a nose rub there, a little crack or something going on his nose there. But anyway, it did still sell for $275. It did include the coin, in all fairness, which are, you know, highly coveted. Next up, the same seller also had a Monomon. That one included the coin as well. It looked to be in very clean shape overall. That one sold for $225. I thought that was a pretty good deal, just given that I can see a Monomon selling in an auction for as high as $300, loose, ungraded, complete, especially because it had the coin, and the coins did look pretty good shape as well. So $225 on that one. And then finally, here was the Droids Awing. This one was loose, complete, with all the stickers applied, but just needs a little bit of cleaning, I think. It had a little bit of dust on it, but overall, very, very good shape. Would make a great display piece. That one did sell for $500. My buddy Byron just sent off a mint and sealed box example, I think, to AFA for grading, and they said they finished it. They haven't given him the grade yet, but that's the one that he picked up from Jeff's Collectible Empire that was factory sealed. So congrats to Byron on that one. I hope it comes back with a nice high grade for you. Anyway, that's all I really had for this video. I hope you enjoyed this look at vehicles, playsets, creatures, all that good stuff, as well as some baggies and loose action figures. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll be back soon.